What's happening, everybody? A brand new week of the Tall Can Audio Podcast coming to you from the TCA studio in beautiful Bytown, Canada. Matt over here. Look who's back over there.
Whoop, whoop.
Just couldn't come up with any new excuses to keep him out of here for another week.
Matt's actually never left the city.
Once in his life. All those cottage weeks in the summers.
Yeah, just hanging out over here. Sorry, man. No, we're still out of town. Things to do.
We're on social media at Tall Can Audio. Give us a follow there. Subscribe to the pod wherever you're hearing us right now. Lots to get to. Baseball season underway. Hockey is, coming right down to the wire for some franchises. No doubt we'll touch on that.
Both franchises in this room, I think.
The other...
Right down to the wire, Matt. Right down to the wire.
Yeah. How low can you go?
Yeah, a little limbo.
I'm going to have the first beer here because in honor of your return, it's been a couple weeks. It's not overstated, but this is the Instigator West Coast IPA.
Oh, from, who's that from?
The Indie Ale House down in the Big Smoke.
I think I've had that.
I have not, so I will now.
West Coast?
West Coast.
What's the ABV on that?
Hey, look, I'll get to it, okay?
Hey, man.
Just trying to have a beer over
I'll do it in my time.
6.5% here.
Okay, and how do you feel about, I use that all the time. What's the ABV? And people look at me like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you just texted me that yesterday. I don't know.
Would you prefer? I went, what is the alcohol by volume, Matt?
I prefer you to drink the fucking beer I hand you and not worry about it.
Well, I know. But you had said, hey, I'm going to provide, I got your second beer today.
Yeah.
Well, and I need to know because I need to.
I get it.
I need
map
to
out
figure
the
out
show
what
a
is
little
gonna
bit
have
here.
Pre-show beer.
Yeah, I get you.
All that.
So your question isn't so much about the asking of a question about the alcohol content; it's the specific phrasing of.
Yeah.
I would probably just say what's the percentage on it, but I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't raise an eyebrow at what's the ABV or
right
whatever else.
Well, because it says, and you and I look, as I'm sure a lot of listeners to the show do. You look at the base of the can, and it says, 6.5% ABV.
Yep.
And so it's easy to find if you're asking somebody else and they're looking at the can. You're like, hey, what's the ABV? And they're like, well, look at the can, man. Look at the can. It says right there. It couldn't be clearer.
I love that, and it's not unique to your side of the table, but that anytime someone has displeased us and we have to cover their side of the conversation, so make them sound like just the biggest dumbass. It's not. This is a thing I don't even know if I should say on the show, but here we are.
Yeah, sounds like we're gonna do it.
Because my mom does that to my dad all the time.
Oh, okay.
While he's in the room, often enough. I asked your father, "Do you want to leave on Thursday or Friday?" And he was like, "I don't really care." You're like, my dad's like, I don't think that's what I sound like, and I'm sitting right here.
It is a rich. He's got a rich baritone, though. That man.
He does.
So
for sure,
that may be as low as your mom can go.
Yeah, but I don't think she's doing it in tribute to his baritone.
I'm trying to help your mom out here, Matt.
Okay. And she'll appreciate that.
You
Doug.
are tearing it down.
Yeah. Well,
I'm here for you, Matt's mom.
I haven't decided whether this will make air or not. We'll see how I feel later in the evening. I don't think I've revealed any big family secrets here, right? Every family's got their.
Well, just remove your side of the conversation. Just leave mine.
It's not normally the way I do the edit. Almost the exact opposite.
I certainly understand that, Matt, which is why I bring it up.
What beer are you going to have, Rob? And what's its ABV?
Great, Matt. That's a great throw to me. I am drinking. Man, it's beautiful out there today.
Yeah.
Sunny. Man, just glorious. I am drinking from Clifford. This is their
Congratulations, Clifford.
East Hamilton lager.
Oh.
They're German pills coming in at 5.1, I believe.
You teed up a picture of beauty and then went to East Hamilton. That's a fascinating choice.
It is glorious. It is glorious. It's got upon first crack. I haven't sipped on it yet, but it's got like an egg and sulfur, a little bit of metallic residual odors. But right out of the bay,
Harbor water.
Yeah, this is exactly right. So I'm hoping for a nice, crisp, clean, easy drink today.
Well, I also hope you're able to enjoy the hammer as it comes to you.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Just what I was looking for in a Pilsner.
As we look back a little, I should set the table in case you missed it last week. Our buddy Arden Zwelling was here.
Good listen.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
You probably meant more him.
Arden was awesome.
He was awesome. I've always enjoyed his work. I think he's pretty insightful in terms of, or you know what I would say, unemotional, right? I get the sense in a lot of markets, not just Toronto, not just Ottawa, not just other MLB markets, there is a trace of fanhood in some of your...
Yes.
I don't get that from Arden. And sometimes I see online to other people's displeasure. You're not being nice enough to my team.
No.
I don't find he's overly negative. I certainly don't find he's overly positive. Just, here's what I think. Here's what I'm looking at.
As I sees him.
And so I appreciate his work for that. We also had the voice of the Ottawa 67s on the podcast on Friday. That dropped a little later in the day than usual, so if you missed it, it's up now at tallcanaudio.com. Look, we did talk a little bit in the second half of the show about the 67s Frontenac series. I'm not sure Rob is familiar with this, but they have not had a playoff series since 1981.
What?
But we also talked to him in a greater sense. There's some talk of OHL expansion. There's some talk about this first year of how the NCAA, CHL, New World Order has played out. So all of those up now at tallcanaudio.com or on whatever app you're hearing us right now. And coming up a little later in this week, our buddy Steve Lloyd's going to be here. He wanted to be here, I can't remember now, it was a week or two ago. Ended up a little under the weather. And
you or him?
He did.
Okay.
He's a good guy, though. He wanted to make it up to us, so he's gonna come in a little bit later this week. So stay tuned for all of that. Rob, it's been a couple weeks. Anything new and compelling in your world?
Compelling is, sorry, I had a bunch of things, and then as soon as you said compelling, it went right out the window. No, not a lot, but I was out at a bit of a gathering last night, which, as you pointed out, my throat sounds a little...
Yeah, just a little.
I believe last time I was in, you and I in the green room talked about, and maybe hard on the heels of my Olympic gold medal day, that I was going to try and do this self-imposed social gathering.
Yeah, sure.
3 beers.
Yep.
Keep it to 3 beers, but sometimes you hit that 4th beverage and it's like gear up, right? Like,
well, there is no gamble to it, right? But 3.5 is the over-under on what night I'm about to have, right?
Yeah.
3 beers, go home, go to bed, feel up, clear head. 4, we're in a different world now. Let's see where this is going to take us. Doesn't mean it gets out of control, but the door to that has now opened.
So I was drinking Sun Splits last night.
Okay.
And
3.5 needs to be
I hit
a turning
the
point
4.
There. Okay.
Which is
hit
not
him
bad.
with the 4, man.
Just like Austin Matthews.
Just like.
Hit him with the 4 like Austin Matthews.
But while I was there, I was talking to, there was a really diverse age group of people. Mm-hmm. It was a 30-year-old's birthday.
Okay.
So she had some of her friends there. Mm-hmm. And I've never met these people before, but I was talking about on CBC Gem.
You lost them.
No, okay, I did. So last week, I took down on Sunday evening. I took down the Lilith Fair documentary.
Okay.
I thought it was.
This is Jan Arden, Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, Sarah McLachlan is the spearhead of that.
Right. This is a late 90s phenomenon.
97, 98, 99 were the 3 years that it ran.
Okay.
It was a really good watch.
Yeah.
I obviously did not attend any of it, but to see it, see how the sausage was made from beginning to end.
Yeah.
It's a good watch. I would recommend it. Especially you would have
lived. At the end of the day, it is a music festival behind the scenes kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah, very much so. And it was just, and to look back on it now, sort of 26 years later, it's interesting to see where where women in music have come from and where it was at that time. And they sort of, the end of it, they sort of contrasted with Woodstock 99. Because Sheryl Crow was in all 3.
Also a documentary of that.
Trainwreck.
Available called Trainwreck, also worth a watch.
Well, and so there's a clip of Sheryl Crow from Trainwreck that also gets played in this documentary, right? Which is the one where, the Lilith Fair it's sort of an all-inclusive,
Sure.
It's people in flowy skirts. And then she goes to Woodstock 99 and there's guys saying, show us your tits.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, as Trainwreck, Woodstock 99 showed. Just
honestly, who thought that was the right booking for Sarah McLachlan?
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is. But anyways, I broached this to three 30-year-old women.
And they went, who's Sarah McLachlan?
Yeah. Okay. And the one says to me, she's like, oh, Lilith Fair. That's in the 70s, right?
Oh, no.
I'm like, no. It's a long time ago.
But it would feel that way, I'm sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
You were born when it happened. And I'm old, but I'm not that old.
I vividly remember, because I don't remember knowing that it was like the first Lilith Fair was in that, but I do remember like the compilation CD being beside the grant. Like this is how we used to do it, kids. You had to go to the music store, and the Lilith Fair compilation album being a thing and like a big seller in 97, 98 while they were getting this thing going. And certainly now I know that was the era and whatever else. But yeah, at the time when I'm 14, 15, 16, it obviously wasn't really my jam. But I think Alanis Morissette was in one of them.
I don't know if she was.
Okay.
But
I could be wrong. But it is more of a softer kind of.
Your Joan Osborne's and your Lisa Loeb.
Joan Osborne, nice, man. What if God was one of us, man?
Just a slob like one of us.
Honestly.
Trying to make his way home. All those things. But
it's an important question.
Yeah, it is. But I would, you know what? Just as somebody who, if you are
Joan Osborne, I'm sorry.
But if you are between you and I in age, it's worth a watch because it is, all that music is, whether it was your jam or not, and it was not mine either.
Yeah.
It's really a place and time kind of a thing, and it's interesting. It was worth a watch for sure.
So if you were born between 1983 and 1943, it's...
Buy your war bonds, people.
Yeah. The Instigator, it's pretty clean, man.
Okay.
It's,
and at 6.5-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Not enough bitterness.
Okay.
But that's what I'm...
Hallmarks of a West Coast.
Yes.
You're looking for the upfront
But it
bitter.
is clean, and it is nice, and it is one that you'd cruise through on a 15-degree East Hamilton day. It's
yeah. Well, and this is very much a Pilsner.
in lieu of water.
Yeah. Well, or contaminated water and soot from chimneys that are gross.
Things that leave your brain in a bad place and crashing your car for the fourth time. And Tiger Woods, man.
East Jupiter Hamilton.
Yeah. These things are not the same.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Tiger Woods on Friday afternoon. Look, I don't have all the details in front of me, but he flips his car
again.
The officers on scene believe he's intoxicated. He blows a 000 on the breathalyzer, so it's not alcohol. But then he refuses to take a urine test, which suggests doesn't automatically mean anybody's guilty. Let's get that all out of the way. But he refuses the urine test, and now he's got to go to jail for 8 hours. And after that, he does make bail. So he's back out, but he's going to face some attention for this. There's going to be some things in his future. But this is, as you referenced, for the fourth time.
Guess he's not teeing it up at the Masters.
Yeah, and I think that was already out there. But there was some talk that maybe he would attend like the Champions Dinner and things like that. And I do want to get to that element of this in a second. And I do wonder with this guy, because, there's everybody remembers the one out in front of his house, and then in 2021, he runs his car off the road. I forget what the missing one is here of the four. The
one where he broke both his legs and...
Wasn't that the one in California in 2021?
Yeah, maybe.
So, and this is it. Like, when you've had so many vehicular accidents that people are having a hard time keeping them straight, it probably means, first of all, you've made enough money to just hire a fucking driver guy. Like, maybe you... Also, if the police believe you're under the influence of some kind of substance at 2 p.m. when this happened, like, doesn't it automatically... but it screams you might still have some sort of an issue. I think the only thing that allows him to skate at the moment with the reputation that he does is somehow, miraculously, in all of these, he's the only one who's ever been injured. And in this one, again, nobody's hurt. But like he seems like he was somewhat, the way the police framed it was he was cooperative with the police in the sense that he wasn't being an asshole, he wasn't what up, but he did refuse to take the urine test. But like when your car is laying on its side with the wheels up, you don't really get to just walk away. Like there's gonna be some hard questions here on how this happened. And I guess my question to you, man, is it feels like everybody has forgiven this guy a lot, right? For some things that, as I mentioned, by the grace of God, nobody's been killed. When you have 4 accidents like this, or what, is there a more, I was going to say tragic figure. That's not unfair, or that's not fair. He's sort of done this to himself. But like he's been forgiven a lot, and at some point, like when does his public reputation start to overshadow how great he was as an athlete? Because for me, somehow, while those things have been stories, we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't looked at him as the pariah instead of the champion. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's just misunderstood, Matt.
Okay.
And I think people are talking about him having a driver. What about his independence?
Fascinating point. Yeah.
People should just cut the guy some slack.
Yeah.
He's just out
Let
there
him
trying.
just blow through red lights.
He's trying to do his thing, and people are getting all up in his grill.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, I think that's the problem. Is people are getting a little too close to being up in his grill.
He's getting too close to the grill. It's interesting because, as you suggest, and luckily in all these accidents, there was no waitresses from IHOP or Denny involved in any of these accidents. Yeah, that's a guy who it's at the height of his powers.
Yeah.
Like he's at his best, and people were kind of in awe of his achievements, but kind of like, yeah, he's kind of a douche though, right?
Right.
Like, if you remember, he just won. He was a machine, but he was kind of unlikable a bit, right? But people loved the Sunday red shirts and the TW hats, and it was a thing, right? But it was kind of like, I wish he was more approachable, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And then as injury and swing changes and all that happened, and he sort of had a little bit of a fall in terms of achievements, and then the fall from grace entirely, right?
Yeah.
The divorce from his wife. I think
that was 2011, I believe. But there is the look, he's dating Lindsey Vonn now, and we're gonna do the redemption tour that we love to do for.
Well, and the day that Ian Mendes was in here for the first time ever, right? That was the day you and I were coming from something else, and Ian showed up, and that was the day he won the memorial or whatever that was. It was the same day, and Ian came in here, and he was talking about what compelling TV it was, because nothing is better in sports than
a great comeback story.
Than a once great who has fallen, and one more time Stan gets up and grabs the ring, right? And everyone loves that. But dude keeps falling, and yet we're not getting. He's now incapable physically of grabbing the ring. Yet he keeps doing these things.
Did he not come back and win the Masters again in 2019? I think was that not
okay? Maybe it was the Masters, not the Memorial. Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
Maybe. I thought Ian was in before that. It doesn't matter.
No, the first time it would have been this time of year. It's March, April.
And I look, I don't want to get tied to this because maybe it was just another major, maybe it was just another tournament, but he did come back. I know in 2019 he won something important when everyone thought he was finished then. Yeah. And there was talk that he may play at the Masters here in just under 2 weeks. It was actually Donald Trump, for some reason, I guess he's got nothing better to worry about, that announced, I don't think Tiger's playing in the Masters this year.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure Tiger appreciated that.
Yeah. But now, like, even the champions, like, he's obviously not going to do any of that. He's going to lay low. But this becomes the whole story for golf. Like, in a week is when the reporters start to show up and the players start to show up at Augusta for the Masters. And this will be the whole story. Like, this is all any of these guys are going to be asked about now is, oh, man, what do you think about Tiger Woods now? Does this tarnish his legacy any further? And it just feels like there is still more reverence than we would give to almost anybody else, right? Like there are a lot of players we have watched in a lot of different sports spiral out and just be like, man, not necessarily without sympathy. Like, I hope that guy can get what he needs or get some help or whatever else. Sometimes without sympathy, you've turned out to just be a piece of shit and fuck you. For whatever reason, Tiger just gets held in this different... Yeah. There were golf outlets on Friday refusing to report on this story until, you know, we got all the details, which we still don't have, but that doesn't mean this isn't relevant. The biggest... You talked about him being, you know, at his peak. At his peak, he's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, we're talking a top 5 sporting athlete in the world. And you're trying to justify not reporting on this happening again. That's a bad spot, man. And
if you want to continue to drink cream from the silver cup,
got to protect the guy, man.
You got to protect the guy. Because if you want access moving forward, you are not going to be the one who leads with that story on the golf side.
Right.
Right or wrong, that to me is what that is.
Do you think I'm overstating it? Is there enough room before the Masters that this doesn't become the whole story at Augusta this year?
I think
it is a week from today, being Monday morning, when people will start to arrive.
It's the lead up. Yeah. It's the lead up, and up until, you know, they have the legends, you know, the Gary Player, you know, they tee off and all that sort of stuff. It will be the story, but I think once the tournament starts,
I hope so. And look, neither one of us are golf guys.
This fades into the azaleas.
A tradition like no other. Yeah, Tiger Woods ruining another.
Yes. And it'll be miraculous if he doesn't smell the coffee and start getting a driver. Like, Buddy's got
billions. 4 times though.
I know, but Buddy has billions of dollars because it's only a matter of time before he hurts somebody else.
And at some point, like, for your own children, do you want to risk getting killed yourself by being that irresponsible, or hurting someone else and ending up behind bars? So just before we move off this, can you think of anyone else who, and again, the term I keep coming back to is the most forgiven athletes. And the only one that stands up for me is Mike Tyson, who somehow, after everything that guy did, is now like this family-friendly, shows up in movies. Yeah, but shows up in The Hangover, and that's hilarious. Good for him. Yeah. He was on How I Met Your Mother, like one of the most family-friendly sitcoms of, 2008 or 12 or whatever it would have been. That was a pariah, not just for what he did in there. Everybody remembers the biting of the ear and all that stuff, but there was all kinds of criminal rape charges and accusations outside of the ones that were actually stuff. Can you think of anyone else who didn't just do bad, but then was welcomed back as many times as Tyson? And now we'll see what happens with Tiger, but so far Tiger's been welcomed back everywhere. I was gonna float Adrian Hernandez. Well, we haven't seen him lately, but then thought that's in poor taste, Rob. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. So let's move along from that. Okay. No. Yeah. No, I can't. And I've sprung that on you at the last minute. Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah. Because there's all kinds of Bobby Hull. It's only been in the last couple of years where people started to go, come on, like, stop celebrating that. Like, after he died, it was sort of like, now everyone's willing to talk about it. But before, he's like, welcome at the NHL 100 best player unveilings and these sorts of things. That was not a good guy. Like, that was apparently not a good guy. No, apparently. Yeah. Well, but I'm saying apparently. I've never met him. Allegedly, he and I had no He never did you wrong. No. But again, did a lot of other people. This is it. And so, no, I just think, and the thing with Tiger is the highs have been so high. Yes. But the lows, like I think about that with a Netflix or it was on HBO, the documentary during the pandemic, where it starts with the mugshot, right? He's wearing the black cargos and the long sleeve white tee, and he just looks spaced out. Right. Right? It's just, he's wearing no shoes, and you're like, that is a guy who you have all those images of fist pumping and looking very powerful and on top of the world. And in that moment, like I said, under the harsh light, mugshot time, stripped of all that. And it's amazing
how he continues to be this. People want to see the best in him.
Well, and I think you're right to point out that there's nothing, I was going to say America, I'm not trying to be that, North America or sports fans or whatever, love more than tearing you down from your heights, but then allowing you to build back up. We'd like to see it again.
Right.
It's not like we're innocent from the part where you fell, but if you give us a reason to tear you down and we didn't like you, we also love the comeback. And Tiger did give you, but I do wonder how many times you get that before people just hold their nose and go, but, you know, like you said, if you're still somehow at 50 years old, barely competing, but making money for everybody in the golf world,
Yeah.
maybe they're just not willing to go there, man.
Right. And I think, sadly, if he has another accident and kills him just himself, rolls off into a ravine, whatever, it will be a tragic.
Yes.
But it will be, there'll still be his legacy.
Yes.
If he kills somebody else,
Yes.
that's where this looks like it's going.
Yeah.
That it's going to have to be something that is going to be more than, oh man, I rolled it again and I walked away this time, or I crashed and crushed my own pelvis.
Like,
and
if you're going to
broke my
keep
legs.
acting like this, the best case scenario is you only kill yourself.
You only kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. And
like, that's a brutal thing to say, but if you're going to keep doing this, fuck you, then this is...
Because 4 times is, and at 50,
Yeah. You probably should have learned by now.
This is it. And it's easy to say, but they say you can change a man up until 50.
Okay. So we've missed the window on you, eh? This is what you're going to be.
I am a finished product, my man. I am. This is it.
Fuck.
Love me. Or not.
Or tolerate me or whatever. Yeah. Before we get to the Jays specifically, I do want to ask you about this new automatic ball strike system
ABS.
that we have seen. Yeah, but that sounds like a medical condition.
It does. Automatic brake system.
Well, that's not super medical. But
No.
automatic.
Mechanical.
I'm more thinking of something bowel syndrome.
Oh.
Yeah. What
Ileitis and colitis.
no.
Tom Cheek. He used to love that.
I don't remember Tom Cheek saying that one time.
Honestly, in Blue Jays in the 80s, man, and early into the 90s, that was a...
Was it a medication he was reading for? Just talking about his own medical
No,
condition?
he wasn't talking about him. He was saying, you know, it was a foundation that we raised money for.
What is the term I'm thinking? Irritated bowel syndrome?
Yeah, IBS.
IBS, okay. Anyway, that's what this, every time they do. So we have seen this initiated across baseball. If you're listening to this, you've, I'm sure, seen it and understand. But it's essentially each team gets 2 reviews, little tap of the helmet, step back and go, hey, that thing you just called a strike?
That's bullshit.
That's a ball, man. And we have seen this play out in a few different ways that are all very interesting. The first one I saw was in the Mets game. Freddie Peralta and Francisco Alvarez, they challenge what was deemed to be a walk, and it gets turned into a strikeout because it had been a full count at the time. The next batter up, Freddie Peralta, gives up a home run. So he saved a run there, right? Like, instead of being a 2-run shot, it could have been or would have been, or is now, a 1-run shot. And Henio Suarez, to me, this one was maybe my favorite one of the weekend, just for, it was all legit, but he gets called on a strikeout, and he goes, no, that's a ball. They're like, oh, yeah, you're right. Gets called on a strikeout, and I'm like, no, that's a ball. So he turns out to be right again. He said, and then the next one, he just weakly hits to short, and it's a ground out. But you stayed alive. Like, you
Chances, Matt. I want lottery tickets.
100%, man. And the one that is making the most news across the weekend is Saturday at the Reds versus Red Sox game, which is a weird opening series. But CB Buckner, who's long been reviled as one of the worst ball strike callers in...
Screw you, CB.
Also sounds like a medical condition.
Yeah.
Of, I've got a serious case of the CB Buckner.
Yeah. Not enough toilet paper?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Can I have a wet sponge?
Okay. That was one step further.
CB buckled.
Time to get fucked.
Yes.
So,
sorry, folks.
The Reds go 5 for 5 on challenges against that guy. Because, this, like I said, you get 2, but if you're right, you get to keep them, right?
And so, you're wrong?
Yeah, you lose it. And so they go 5 for 5 on CB Buckner. The Red Sox themselves have a bunch of these that go. And the one thing I didn't necessarily expect, and maybe I should have, because you're a bit of a let's see, borderline tennis guy.
Yeah.
The fans are loving this, man.
Well, you look to the big screen and you're like,
what is it? What is it going to be?
hey! Because you see it in tennis.
This is it.
When they make the challenge, the fans start to clap. And then they see it, and then they're like, hey! They love it. It's out.
So there is an element to this, right?
And how quick it is.
Yeah. 10, 12 seconds most of the time.
That is the key, right? And as soon as it happens, the tap on the helmet or whatever, everyone looks.
Well, one of the great tweets I saw, I hadn't seen in what game. Oh, I think it was for what's his name there, the Mexican who tried to dap up Cal Rowley at the World Baseball Classic, and he got
his Seattle teammate. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Anyways, we know who you're talking about.
He has one where it's a full count. And he challenges, saying that's a ball, and then he's challenging it as he's walking to first. This is the new bat flip. Fuck you. I already know here.
Yeah,
which is supposed to be not allowed. You're supposed to have to hold your. But one of the big takeaways across the weekend has been how umpires are getting showed up over and over and over. Another one here. I don't have the player's name in front of me. I meant to write it down, but the tweet was, so-and-so keeps showing umpire Doug Eddings at the bottom of the strike zone, and he refuses to learn. And over the course of a game, this one guy keeps challenging that he's calling that a strike, and the player goes, no, that's a ball, and that player's right every time. So the big takeaway of the weekend seems to be that, yes, this is working, yes, fans like it, but man, umpires are taking a fucking beating.
Well, and I think you're going to get a book on the umps, right?
Yeah.
You're going to start to see who is Angel Diaz. That guy
sure
has traditionally been brutal, and we'll see what happens, right? It's only 2 or 3 games into the season.
Angel Hernandez,
yes. And so we'll see where
but
did I say Diaz?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the book won't necessarily be he calls a low this, or it'll be this guy's right 87% of the time. Keep your challenge in your pocket versus this guy is constantly getting overturned. Go ahead and throw it down.
Or this guy constantly misses low and outside.
Yeah.
This guy constantly misses up high, whatever it is, right? I think you're going to get a book on this. And the other thing that I think that's interesting is the Blue Jays were talking about, you'll allow your hitters and your catchers to call it.
Not your pitchers.
You're not letting
you
your
emotional
pitchers.
fucks.
Yeah, because the pitcher's going to call for it every time.
Yeah.
That was a fucking strike.
Yeah.
Whereas... And you watch Kirky, he's been at least through 2.5 games.
Yeah.
Well, he's not catching today as of recording.
No, Heineman on Sunday, yeah.
But surgical in his, and the timing is right. In game 1, they waited till the 8th or 9th inning, I think, to challenge it, and it was called a ball. Kirky thought it was a strike, and it worked. Right?
Yeah.
Both times, it's been interesting to see how you use it and what time of the game you use it.
Well, and this was, one of the things I was most fascinated to see is the rules each team will set. Because, if you've just called up some big swinging first baseman who constantly strikes out but has a bunch of power, and he's just up from AAA, you're not giving him the right to challenge. This won't be for everybody. You mentioned the pitchers that are always going to think, that was a good pitch. No, we're not trusting you. You don't have the right to do it. Not every hitter is going to have the right. We saw Vladdy on Saturday blow one, man, in the first inning, and he was wrong, and there was no one on base, and there was 2 outs. You're that's a wasted challenge, right? So how do teams figure out?
He's another guy.
Well, he has a good command of the strike zone. He has a good but that was wrong. That was a bad read with low leverage. Already 2 outs, nobody on base. Is this when you want to use this? Is this when you want to waste this? And then you turn out to be wrong? That's not a good look. So we'll see some more of that. But it was fascinating to just, following Twitter too much like I do, see how many people were why didn't so-and-so get a chance to challenge that? Or why didn't so-and-so challenge that? I'm sure that guy was not given the right to challenge
the
that.
green light.
You won't be the guy out here who gets to waste one of these. Vladdy is one of those guys.
And you are going to see this, right? This will become one of those things, much like your challenges in hockey. You're why you left you left your challenge.
Right.
You didn't use it or whatever, right? You didn't call a timeout.
Yep.
It'll be one of these things that fans start to question
Sure.
managers or teams on. You're you left challenges on the table.
So I was talking to somebody on Friday night who isn't much of a sports fan, but asked a reasonable question. And I struggle with this a little bit as well. Not that I don't understand. Like, if we're doing this, why do you only have 2 challenges? Do you want to be right or don't you? Like, just turn it over to the machine. Because
you're dipping your toe in the water.
I guess.
Right? But you got to start someplace.
But if you have 2 that are kind of legit challenges and you happen to lose them kind of midway through the game and then there's a brutal one at the end, we all just have to live with that now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sort of with you, but it is a reasonable complaint that if we have the tech to get it right, just get it right.
Well, this is the age-old conversation in sports, right? Yes. Do you want it to be all run by computer and sensors? Yeah. Like in tennis, you only get 4 or 5 challenges as well.
Yeah.
And when they're done, they're done. And if you use them all early and you get to that 5th and deciding set and you don't have any, guess what, man?
The ball was 8 inches outside.
Yeah, you blew it. Yeah. You didn't manage your own, or you thought it was more important at the time. So this is how it goes, where I think we are still in this hybrid human-computer.
Do you want to get there? Maybe not right away, but do you want to get all the way on this?
I don't.
No?
I don't. I like the human element, and it's infuriating when it bones my team.
But we're taking that human element and pointing at it and going, ha, see, you're wrong all the time.
Yeah. Well, I think there is a time. I think you're going to see where the strike zone is probably only called by a computer. I think you'll see.
That's all I suppose I meant. I didn't say that. You're right. But I want the strike zone to become automated.
Okay. Yeah. Then, yes, I totally see that. And then the challenge system becomes there is none.
Yeah.
Right? So you just have the guy at home to call safe or whatever. That's it. And
Get it in the groin now and then with foul balls.
Yeah, this is it.
It's fun for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I'm wearing a different system. Like, I got to be back here.
This is it. If I'm not needed right here at home plate anymore, I'm going to back up a little.
I'm back here for 250 pitches or whatever it is, and like the number of foul balls off my collarbone or off my kneecap or bouncing up under the cup, and you're like, come on! I don't even have any power. This used to be the ump spot.
Yeah.
Everybody else was like taking a day off out there. I'm the man, and now I'm like actually the least important person back here, and I get the shit kicking. No, thank you, sir.
Mason Fluharty took a bit of a shit kicking there on Saturday. I don't know the last time, if ever, I've seen 2 straight batters line shit off the pitcher. The second one did buckle him off the inside of the knee, took him out of the game. But in general, you know, as you and I sit here, the Jays are up 5-2 in the Sunday afternoon game. Honestly, if you had just sort of walked Shea Langoliers through games 1 and 2, you'd have probably won pretty cleanly.
Give him the judge treatment?
Basically. But I don't know, man. It's been an interesting first couple of days. Obviously, the strikeouts are all the story. It's fascinating to see that, what did we get? 11 strikeouts from Gausman, 12 from Cease.
From Cease, yeah.
For a total of 23, and neither one of them gets a win.
Yeah.
Which is a little concerning. Not concerning, but odd that the bullpen hasn't been able to hold it so far. And you're already going into game 3 going, put up some runs today because the pen is in need of a rest. And that can happen fast, man. Just in general, what have you thought of the first couple of games here?
I was looking at, prior to coming over here, I was looking at, you know, the lineup and sort of the team stats for both teams moving forward, right? Where, you know, you see runs per game.
That's funny, eh? While we're focused on the fact that Cease and Gausman struck out 23 in their first 2 games of season, which hasn't happened since 1901. Oakland, Athletics media is like, hey, just set a new franchise records for most strikeouts in the first 2 games of a...
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 sides to this record, isn't there?
Yeah, well, and so it was Ks per 9, and they're at 16, the Toronto Blue Jays, and you're like, man...
Oakland's not loving that. Why do I keep doing that? Well, it's going to take some time. But.
Yeah. Well, and what are they?
They're just the Athletics. We're not dubbing
our Sacramento or
didn't
the
want to do
future
that.
Vegas.
Nope.
Nothing, eh?
Just the Athletics.
Yeah. Still love the sweet green. I don't love the gold yellow brim. I don't love that.
Yeah, this is always where you and I part ways.
I know. If you could go all that nice forest green.
Well, you can. It's out there.
Yeah, it's sweet. I love that.
I've had that A's hat before, the green and the gold.
Classic.
Yep.
Classic.
Brother-in-law bought one and ruined it.
Yeah, okay, well.
Idiot.
You should take it. That's it. Period.
Just take
Full stop.
Turn that some bitch sideways.
Yeah.
Stick it straight up his
What do they call that?
the rock.
No, I know, but turning it sideways when remember that stupid fad, and it was called like locking it in or whatever. With the hat was like,
Oh, the rally cap.
no, anyways.
Oh, that's the more inside out.
yeah, it's no, just stupid.
It used to be a
whatever it was.
rock thing. I'm going to turn this some bitch sideways, shine it up real nice, and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Okay,
In 1999 wrestling.
all right, perfect.
Yeah.
Love the Rock.
Yeah.
How's your day? Nobody cares. That's the best.
He blew it.
Yeah, it's wrestling, man.
What's your
nobody-
name? Oh, my name. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Yeah.
Come on, Rob. Fuck.
Well,
Do you have any idea how many clips you've just created for me to have to insert into the show later? Because if there's a wrestling reference, it's going in the show.
when you were talking about the New World Order before, and I'm like, what was that guy? The Road Dog? Who was that guy? The crotch shot, all that.
It was a bunch of X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, Triple
Okay.
H.
All right, see?
DX was a group, not a guy. Come on.
All right. So, but I'm there. I'm in the area, right?
Joe Rogan had a statement here over the last week or two that he just can't get on side with MAGA anymore. He goes, there's too many crazies involved and this and that. And the first reply underneath was, Joe Rogan is MAGA Hollywood, not MAGA Wolfpack, or whatever, which was the NWO splits. Yeah.
Was it Jon Stewart? Because
It was not Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart loves his wrestling.
He does. Showed up at SummerSlam once. Cost John Cena the title. Turned heel. It was weird, man.
That is weird.
Anyway, unless you want to talk more about that, we
No,
can.
I'm totally good. NWO and Road Dogg. I think that's it. There's the negative. Can we get the negative out of the way?
Sure.
Brendan Little and don't call me Mike Hoffman. Could things have, for the first two games of the season, I have no idea where the season's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Could these not have been worse starts for those two guys alone?
Yeah, if you're looking to break a narrative or break we're trying to maintain all those same 2025 vibes. It was awesome, except those little vibes. We'd like to change those. They have not been changed. To be fair to Brendan Little, and I'm as irritated as everybody else, outside of his last three appearances, which were this one, obviously the World Series, and the ALCS, just backbreaker. It didn't end up breaking our back. He'd only given up 2 home runs since like the 1st of August in 2025. So,
Right.
And it's the same with Hoffman, who, like, when you look at, and there are all kinds of great little accounts out there who go, this pitch is only hit for a home run like
Yep.
3% of the time or 0.9%. That pitch that Langoliers hit out off Hoffman, you're like, that never, like, he pitched well in this game and had some bad luck, but
4
you can't
strikeouts in an
afford,
inning.
right? Yeah. I'm looking at you, Buckner.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild now in this new era that there will be a new villain, Buckner. Bill's getting off the hook, man. He's not going to be the most hated.
Angel Diaz
Buckner.
Hernandez.
Yeah, sure. Look, the little thing, it just feels to me like it's probably change of scenery. I expect he will be fine. His stuff is fantastic. But when you put him out there now, he's clearly got the yips. He's clearly remembering what this crowd thinks. And I wouldn't say he's about to flame out by any means. I think he's going to perform fine, but maybe not here. The Hoffman thing, I'm not worried. That was just a bad situation. Timing wise, I'm with you. It sucks, but I'm not worried about him yet.
Again, when your closer is up there in wins leads, you're like, it's not a good look. So, anyways, I just wanted to start with the negative.
Because Rogers, who's come in and been exactly as advertised, and he said to John Schneider, I'd like to lead the league in holds. And John Schneider's like, I think we can make that happen. The first reply under that tweet was, I think Hoffman wants to lead the league in wins.
Exactly. Well, and I didn't see the end of game 2, but watching Rogers come in game 1, and you're like, it's
like a bowling motion.
It's the lowest stress thing ever when you're like, oh, it's another.
So you maybe didn't hear it. Dan Schulman said on one of the broadcasts, I thought it was Saturday, but he did come in and both. He said that they were talking to him down at spring training and said, how did you end up with this delivery? And he goes, I'm in university ball and things had been going okay, and they very much stopped going okay. And someone said, "What if you bring your arm slot down just a little?" And he goes, "When you're getting the results I'm getting at the level I'm at, you're open to some advice, man. Like, you're willing to hear people out when they suggest." And he goes, "Every time I dropped my arm slot a little bit lower, my results got better and better. So I just kept throwing it, getting lower and lower and lower. And it kept working, man. Yeah. And now he's throwing it underhand and it's working. So
honest to God, man, it's just like fastball almost. He's like, whoosh, it's coming on, and so it is great to watch.
Sure,
it was. As somebody who he's now pitching for, and you're like, weak grounders out to short, just beautiful, beautiful. So,
well, especially with your replacement shortstop and like a pretty competent defense now, I think people were a little bit worried about Okamoto at third. So far, that has not showed itself to be a problem. But when it says first base / third base, and third base is the second one, you're like, okay, so you're a first baseman. But so far, it's looked fine. And now it's going to be the thing. If you're going to have this type of pitching staff, your defense is going to have to be good. And that was one of the ways some of your insiders and your baseball analytics people said that the Jays actually won't not miss Bo, but will miss Bo less than you think, because the defense will improve to help close the gap on what you're losing offensively. And so far, the offensive trade-off with Okamoto has been fine, right? He's getting hits. He got his first home run here on Sunday. He to me, was one of the most interesting things I wanted to see here at the beginning of the season.
To me, the beginning of the season was kind of like the 12 days of baseball. Game 1, I was like, okay, we're going to unwrap Okamoto and see what we got there.
Yep.
And then day 2 was Dylan Cease.
Yeah, it's true, eh?
And
Happy
then
Hanukkah.
Day 3, I wanted to see what a starting Jesus Sanchez looks like, right?
Yep.
Home run again today as well, as we.
Yep.
I want to see what Ponce looks like coming up in
Monday. Yep.
So it's every day I get to see something.
Monday or Tuesday, anyway. It's Ponce and Scherzer here against.
Something new and interesting. Colorado, is that who they got?
Yes.
Yep. So you just get to unwrap something new and interesting that you want to look at, right? And so it's been a really pleasant start. Either Oakland is vastly improved, or
I think people have been sleeping on not Oakland here for the last.
The Philadelphia Athletics.
If they can get any kind of pitching, they were going to be fine. Like, they have a top 7, top 8 offense in baseball, but that people just don't pay attention because it's Oakland and then it's Sacramento and it's maybe Vegas, and they've just been so bad and so cheap for so long that who cares? But if they can get some pitching, they might be okay in the AL West. Like, there's not a ton. Like, it's Seattle and then everybody else in the AL West right now for me.
Well, what they said was that's a team that has lots of power, and we've seen that.
We sure have.
But also had a lot of swing and miss. There were holes in the bats.
Yep.
And so we've also seen that.
Yep.
Between what, and again, I'm
Gosman and Cease.
I'm not really familiar with, at this point, what Lauer's done.
No.
Up until this point.
Well, you and I have been in here doing this, so we've missed most of Sunday's game.
So it is interesting what do we really have, and how long do you have to go, right? Like, it's kind of like the CFL when you're like, well, that team was terrible last year. Are they good? You have this opportunity for teams to pop in MLB.
Well, for the A's, like I said, I think the offense was better last year than most people think. But their pitching was so bad that it didn't matter. So,
and they're playing in a bandbox in Sacramento, right? And so Severino loves it.
Nobody else does.
No, he hates it too. He's like, but you signed there, buddy. You took a big fat contract. You knew what you were getting into.
Ding.
Yeah.
So
you don't get to complain when you sign here as a free agent, knowing where you're playing.
But the Jays, are going to take this series, obviously, at least 2 of 3, maybe 3 of 3. You got the Rockies, you got the White Sox, before you get the Dodgers, right? And they have lined up their rotation.
Yes, they have.
To have it Scherzer, Gosman, Cease in that series. But, like, it would be nice if you could go into that at
7-2?
Yeah. Something like that.
Minimum 7-2.
Yeah, win the next 2 series.
You need to win
gotta
all
make some
3
hay
series.
Here, right? And again, need is such a strong, like last year, they stunk at the beginning of the year and then got hot later. It'd be nice if you didn't put that pressure on yourself to be that hot.
Yeah, but
later
you look at how this they have such a soft start.
Yeah. No, you need to be significantly over 500. I don't know what the
And it's going to turn, though.
Oh, it always does.
Yeah.
And it's going to be thick for a long time. I was just reading that the only games against the AL East that the Blue Jays have after August 23rd are 6 games against the Orioles in September. So from sort of late April through early August, you're getting a ton of the Red Sox and the Yankees and the Rays and everything else. So, yeah, the schedule is set up the way it is, and it's important for them to get off to a good start. And look, it's 2 games, and it's a long baseball season. We haven't learned much yet, but it's fun.
They need a Milwaukee start from last year. If you look at that start Milwaukee had last year, where it was just insane.
Yeah, or the Winnipeg Jets last year.
Okay,
not so much this year.
Yeah, no, not. But so if they can really leg it out, and
put some pressure on yourselves to be, like you said, with only 2 in the loss column by the time you get to that Dodgers series. And then, it's not because you're bracing yourself to get your ass kicked by the Dodgers. It's just, no, this is where your schedule turns and gets more difficult.
Well, we are good. If you're the Blue Jays, you're saying we're good.
Yeah.
You're good. We're not afraid of you anymore. We took you to 10
7
innings
games,
and 7 games. Mm-hmm. And so I hope you prepared for us like we're preparing for you.
Right.
Because what we've seen with Toronto is, again, the bottom third of the lineup. Jimenez.
First 2 games, anyway, kind of carried the load.
Well, but again, playoffs. You look at the playoffs last year and how the regular season went last year with balls in play, good defense, and solid contact depth throughout the lineup.
Yeah, but even in these first couple of games, with what Ernie's done, with what Jimenez has done, Okamoto was in the bottom third on night 1, right, before moving up against the lefty in game 2. It's sort of been, and obviously the Kirky home run, which is sort of the middle third, but there's more to be had. We did see the George Springer lead off there on Sunday.
One hit closer to Ricky Henderson. I think only 27 to go in terms of leadoff homers.
His first hit was one closer to Ricky Henderson. So.
Yeah.
No, you're right, but I'm pumped to have baseball back, man. It's been great to see, and people unanimously. I got to be careful with that phrase. People overwhelmingly loved the opening ceremony on Friday night, the 50th anniversary stuff, remembering 2025
can I
stuff.
poke a hole in it a little, just a little?
Oh, see, this is why I can't say unanimously.
I loved it, but it was too much. Like you build and build, and then there was like, yeah, and then there was like a down moment, and then they're like, and then there's this. And then there's this, and you're like, all right, how much do you expect in the crowd? Yeah, like save some of that shit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
it was good.
You're not the first one to have not loved it, but overwillingly people seem to be very
I did love it.
Yeah.
I just wish they would have saved some of these moments.
It's a long season.
It is a long season, and you know what? You give us some Canada Day stuff. You do whatever, right?
When you're getting your new Hall of Excellence.
Yeah,
Buck Martinez, so that'll be a thing. We're getting the statue out front in mid-July, I believe. So there will be other things. Maybe you're right. Maybe they laid it on a little thick, but last year was so good and so successful, and they were so popular, and now it's the 50th. There was a lot to work into.
I get it. I get it.
So we can take a break here. I got a beer for you to try on the second half here. We'll talk some hockee.
And if you don't like it, you can kiss my purple butt. It's a little George Bell.
Yeah.
Little George Bell action. I love that.
Like, see your doctor.
I'm gonna run out there and scissor kick you in the head.
More DX here, more Road Dog. We'll take a break. We'll be back with
Raw Dog in
something. Nope. Won't be back with that.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
This is my son's favorite wrestler. Really? Hey, how about a shot? Come on.
Okay, I'll take it. Picture with The Rock
Yes, sir.
for your son.
Yeah.
No problem.
Here's man.
Okay, you guys get in there. Ready? All right, that's a good one.
So much for the people's taste.
What'd you just say? No. Doesn't matter what you just said. See, you shouldn't have said that. Rock was being a man, no problem. Picture for your son, no problem.
But I can tell you what you can do with that camera. You, Chico, Razor Ramon. You take that camera, you shine it up real nice. And then what you do, you give it to your big buddy. Big Daddy Cool, Diesel. You turn it sideways, and then you give it to him. Give it to Hogan. Hogan, you take that camera. It's already shined up, turn sideways, eat your vitamin, say your prayers, and stick it straight up all your candy asses.
Do you actually think that it was the people that drove you out of the WWF? Is that what you think?
That's exactly
It doesn't matter what you think!
What? Wow! Now that is some serious disrespect right there, JR.
You see, there is only one. There's only one true superstar of the decade, true superstar of the millennium. You know who that is? The Rock will tell you who that is. Toronto, that is the jabroni beating, pie-eating, trailblazing, eyebrow-raising, stronger than a bear, faster than a buck, the biggest thing to hit Canada because the Maple Leafs suck.
All right, we jump back in here on your Monday edition of the Tall Can Audio Podcast. I felt that spray over here. It's not my beer, folks.
No, you didn't.
I did so, you fucker. Just a sprinkle. So, Rob has dove headfirst right in. Do you want to take a stab at any of the flavors there up front since you've been so greedy?
Well, honestly, there's a little something at the end. It's got a little tingle, little...
Yeah.
It's a little hoppy up front, and it finishes with a little spice, maybe too strong.
Yeah.
Is it like could it be a jalapeno? Could it be a...
Spice is not too strong. Habanero.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So I knew what this was, obviously. This is our buddy Ian from Whippersnapper dropped this off. This is from their Firestarter series. It's a pineapple habanero New England IPA at 6.4%. And I'll be honest with you, I found it to be more than whatever you call a tickle at the end, or a...
Yeah.
There's a little spice to it. Now, you and I have done this, I believe, twice before. And one time lit me up like a Christmas tree. One I found to be not too bad.
Yeah.
My recollection is you brought the one that really lit me up from somewhere down in Prince Edward County.
No, that was from Brew Revolution, I believe.
Maybe. It was a habanero as well. And it was a struggle for me to finish.
There was a Wellington.
Yes. Okay.
There was a Wellington pineapple habanero is
Yeah.
what that one was as well.
And that lit me up pretty good, like to the point where...
Yeah.
And
no mas.
No, and I have made no bones about it on the show. I am a wimp when it comes to
Ketchup is a little too
spicy
spicy for Matt.
Yeah, well, close enough.
Not untrue.
I was going to object, but you know. And then we did do, I think a year or so ago, a jalapeno beer from Whippersnapper, which this one is. And that one was not as difficult for me. This one falls, I would say, somewhere in the middle. Because it's not setting me on fire like the first one did, but I do find more of a kick to it than the second one. But again, I have a weak palate for these things. A weak constitution, I believe, was the...
Yes. That is true, Matt.
But you, power to you, you pulled that out pretty quick without having any information, just the that it was kind of IPA-ish up front and a little kick at the back.
I have a refined palate, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen things.
Been out there.
I have been
I've
out there.
seen the world. Man.
I've stood at the edge.
Oh, and I will say now right away on the second pull, the spice isn't quite as... Now maybe it just burned off my taste buds the first time.
Well, see, and I'm actually the opposite.
Okay.
I got a little more heat on the second pull.
Right.
Because the first pull there was a little bit of, as I cracked it, as you suggested, it may have...
Spray. I got to get into this
May have
right
spray.
now.
Well, I was like, well, he's talking. I'm just going to...
He's always talking.
That guy, shut the fuck up.
Get the fuck out, bitch!
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
Not on Lilith Fair.
Fucking Avril. Not on Lilith Fair. No, she didn't show up for a couple of years. She would have been too much for Lilith Fair.
If they had Missy Elliott.
Really? Do not remember that.
On the second tour, I think they had Missy Elliott on.
Okay. We got to diversify things here.
Yeah, they needed a little color.
Somebody to come on after Joan Osborne.
Erykah Badu.
Okay.
Oh, she was also there.
So this, like I said, comes from the good people of Whippersnapper. If you can get in there, and you should get in there whenever you can, but if you can get in there before the end of March, their fundraiser for the Canadian Cancer Society rolls on. And their Carol Ann Irish Blonde Ale is a direct fundraiser named after Ian's mom, who departed far too soon. It's part of their fundraiser. And they have 2 different pizzas in there that are also fundraisers for the Canadian Cancer Society. And that's going on all through the month of March. It's always worth a stop in there. And I should also mention, because I'll probably be having it next week, the Blueberry Pancake is now available, their spring classic. So there's always a reason to stop by and check them out in Bell's Corners. But specifically, if you can get there before the end of March, do a good deed. I'm drinking this beer and eating this pizza to be charitable. It's nice to go home and feel that way, man.
100%,
I'm not doing
man.
this for me.
And the more of the Carol Anns you can drink,
the more helpful you'll be.
the better it is. So let's do our part, people.
There you go.
And I'm not familiar with the 2 pizzas that are you familiar? Am I putting you on the spot here?
A little bit. He did mention the names, but that information is available on their website, and certainly if you just ask when you go in.
And did he mention them on the air here?
He did.
Okay. So there you go.
But it was a while ago now.
Yeah, but I have had the pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if Ian is still firing up the Tybalt, which was the white sauce dill pickle pizza.
Right.
Which I had when I was in there.
Well, you were the one who mentioned.
Gorgeous.
You were the one who mentioned, and I said, I let him know that someone at work had said to you, hey, you've ever been over to a Whippersnapper for a pizza? And like the beer was secondary. Like they were all in on the pizza.
She very much enjoyed it. It was a female coworker.
Right. Ooh. So there you go. You won't be disappointed when they're there for the food or the beer. So shout out to Ian and everything they're doing, and thanks for these pints. And
this is very nice.
Yeah.
I find for a habanero, it's he's married the pineapple and a little bit of the hoppiness up front.
Yeah.
And it has a nice finish. You definitely know this has spice.
Yeah.
But to me, what I would assume with a habanero, I don't want to be punched in the face by it. Like I like spice, I like heat, but if I'm drinking a beer, I do not need to be continually clobbered over the head.
If we're agreeing, or we think it was that Wellington one that was really,
I believe it was the Wellington one because I had it on at the cottage we were renting, and I was like, "This is fucking garbage."
So
it was,
yeah, but I'm
going to give it to Matt. The other one to Matt.
It did what you wanted it to do. It burnt the gizzards out of me and whatever else. I don't need that. Like
nobody needs that.
That's fun for a beer tasting, or a prank or whatever else. You want it to be more like this, where it's there. I see what you're driving at. That flavor is definitely here, but you don't actually want to, burn people's taste buds off before you. For those of you start handing them Bud Lights,
right?
Maybe you do.
Well, I heard the other thing I heard last night from one of the younger women, one of those 30-year-olds. We were talking about beer and she said, "Oh, I had a couple of Bud Lights last night." And I'm like,
"Why? Why'd you do that?"
Like, honestly, would you lose a bet? And she's like, "I'm a slut for the Bud Light." I'm like, all right. Not sure what that looks like, but
that was always the rather tasteless joke about the Coors Light iced tea. Oh, it's just for the clit, right? It's only the abbreviation, the Coors Light.
Yeah, I get
iced
it.
Tea.
I get it. That is crude.
Let me ask you, far be it for this show to go.
Shame!
Yeah. Deleted that button a while ago.
Too bad.
Let's go to some hockey.
They still playing that in Toronto, Matt? They still having some of that?
I have no idea.
No, actually, they don't.
They're doing that in Anaheim now.
St. Louis.
We're going to fight that one-legged guy.
Maybe.
Maybe. Let me start here, and we'll get to the Sens in a minute, because there's plenty to get to on that. But I want to ask you, what's the more interesting development, statistic, situation, whatever? It was just last week, and I guess it's already been ruined a little bit, but Alex Ovechkin last week took his first defensive zone face-off of the year. shift starting. Because other people have pointed out he's taken, those have been on icings where he didn't have any choice but to go back. Otherwise, neutral zone or north is where he has started every single shift until last week. And that one just happened to be 6-on-5 down. So you put him out because there's an empty net. And I guess we're still padding things or looking
trying
for
to chase down Gretzky.
So there's that. Getting to all the way to the end of March without having taken a defensive zone faceoff. Or Troy Terry, speaking of Anaheim, is so far already set a record for playing 50 games in the NHL without having delivered one hit yet this season. Even, think, good listener, of the softest player in the history of your favorite team.
Matt Sundin.
What a dick. We do this all the time. Matt's always going to want to talk about the Leafs. See, this is my Rob impression if we circle back to the beginning of the yeah. It's never me who brings up the Leafs.
No, but he's the softest player ever.
You are such a fucker. Fuck! William Nylander has more hits than Troy Terry this year.
I see.
Well, if that's to me more where I'd go.
Yeah.
Who's the softest Sen that you can remember?
Oh, and there's been some.
Yeah.
Havlat? No. See, he was
his problem. He wasn't soft enough.
He was dirty. Yeah. There was. Let me think about it.
Okay.
Carry on.
Well, which one of those to you would have been more interesting had they continued right to, if Ovi hasn't taken that face off last week in his own defense, which one of those are you more, I hope this guy gets to the end without having A, seen his defensive zone, or B, delivered it?
It's Troy Terry.
It is Troy Terry.
To me, as a guy who plays
how do you not by accident?
That's what I was going to say. As a guy who plays as much as he plays, and he's not a small guy.
No.
You're
I don't need you to be
surely you could have ran into like you said, accidentally.
Yeah.
I'm forechecking.
Got a sympathetic, scorer up in the press
at home,
box.
And you're there you go.
Oh, that's a hit.
Give him a couple to Terry there. Look at that. No, that and I was unaware of that.
No.
The Ovi thing as a winger who is, I'm just bah.
One is now clearly just in stand around mode. Right, well,
he's a battleship too, right? He doesn't move. He's just he's in survival mode out there.
I sort of saw someone suggest that. Do you think the Capitals would be ready to say to him, "All right,
fucking beat it"?
Yeah. Well, his contract's up, and it is interesting. It is noteworthy. He hasn't signed a new one. Do you think? Go ahead, go back to Russia, or?
Well, the thing is, and I haven't looked at a lot of the underlying numbers on him.
I just don't
his
my thing
offensive numbers are okay.
They're okay. And if you're prepared to let him do this for a while, I still don't think 1,000 goals is off the table. I said that at the beginning of the year, and you kind of scoffed at. It's going to take some time. Are the Capitals interested in?
No, they're not. I don't think so.
And yet this gets awkward. If we haven't wouldn't you have by now, hey, we're not bringing you back. Do you want us to start planning the tour, right? The farewell?
Too late. You got 9 games left.
I know, but this is it. Are we just going to ride this out? Or to me, the fact that we haven't heard anything yet leads me to believe he'll be back next year.
He'll be coming back.
Yeah.
I think it's detrimental to the Capitals if they want to.
And it made sense last year, right? He was doing the chase, and they were a playoff team, and all these. Neither of those are still true.
Well, they were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference last year.
Yes,
and so, and now they're not going to make it.
No,
and I think they have some young talent coming through, and if you have that guy blocking, and again,
your captain just. We can only put you out in offensive zone face-offs, and you're going to stand
nets,
around on
all
the
those
power
things.
play. We're done here, man. We got you the record.
They played a full 5-minute 3-on-3 OT that he did not see the ice in.
All right.
When have you seen that?
World's greatest goal scorer of all time.
Because he can't move.
Just sit there. Yeah.
And so you can't have him. He is if you hope to make the playoffs next year or contend in the Metro,
or we're ready to rebuild. We couldn't do it while we were still doing this thing for you. whatever you want to do, he's sort of blocking both paths.
This is it. I just think now if he wants to come back on a sort of
Yeah, but he's still your captain. That's your leader. You're watching hobble around out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might just be time to cut bait.
but if you're going to bring him back on an incentive-laden contract,
Something to motivate him.
well, and go, yeah, man, we're gonna. And if I would make it goals
Yes.
specific, not just games played.
Strides skated per game.
Yeah,
12, please.
yeah, and it's going back, back into your own zone.
Some of those
It's
have to
on
be
the
in
back
reverse.
check.
Yes.
We're gonna count those from the red line back
All
into
that
your own zone.
data tracking stuff they got now, we need at least 90 seconds of you in your own zone.
Right. And it has to be you've achieved bursts of 18 kilometers or more an hour going back towards your own goal. Those sorts of things. Am I right?
See you in Russia.
Moscow, Dynamo, here I come.
Yeah.
I just think if you want to bring him back and you play him in, maybe you don't play him every game.
Maybe just don't bring him back.
Okay. But you asked, and
I did.
And to me, he is like, I don't know, his numbers are still going to look decent this year.
Yep.
But what is he doing away?
Well, this is it. If you're prepared to ride this out and stack the numbers on the goal scoring record, but that only helps him now, right?
Yes,
like it's
yes,
not
very much.
It was valuable to the Capitals to have him wearing their jersey when he set the all-time record, and he was their guy and their captain. All of that made sense.
He's such a legacy player.
Yeah.
In so many
but
levels.
now, yeah, we did that. And the Capitals need now a direction. Are we trying to hang around? Are we trying to rebuild? Either way, you're...
See, I don't see... They're not Vegas Vegas ruthless.
They're not, no.
They're not. They're not just going to go, hey, man, thanks for the cup. Thanks for all the years.
The contract is up.
And we're not bringing you back. See you later.
Yep. Et la partie.
Yep. Bonsoir et la partie.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I
R.I.P.
Yep. You think that's it, eh?
Well, I think that's what I would do.
Do you think you see Geno Malcolm back next year?
I kind of do.
In a lateral sort of move, but
Yeah.
that's a guy whose contract is up as well. And
it sure sounded at the beginning of the year like they wouldn't be, like they were non-committal. Yeah, we'll talk at the Olympics. But the Pens have been better than expected. I don't know if you just take that, put it in your pocket, and go, that was cool, but yeah, we still have to find a new direction here. The Pens right now.
Oh, and Dubas, I trust.
The Pens are. All right. I miss Dubas. The Pens right now, like they were full value for this playoff race, and they've now fallen out of home ice. They're not equipped to go without 4 of their top 5 centers, which is kind of what they're trying to do right now. And it has not.
I like that Kindle kid though.
Yeah.
Man, they have nothing between the age
Carlson had wound the clock back here a little bit.
I was gonna say they have nothing
you,
between
Mike Sullivan.
21 and
40.
34, right? Like there's zero people of viable interest in that age group. Everybody is like below 22 and above 34.
Right.
It's odd what they have going right there. And Carlson, with as you suggest, like he was in Ottawa last week. He looked amazing. He looked like it was 2015.
Yeah.
Can you count on that?
No, probably not. He's got 1 more year left.
2?
2?
I want to say 2.
I saw a great tweet that was just like, and it was when that Ottawa game was going on last week. It was a Sens fan who was just like, man, those Carlson breakout passes just don't hit like they used to because they're going against us.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel quite as great about him.
But it's Mike Sullivan who, obviously was trying to get him to be something he wasn't. Like, just live with what he is at this point, similar to what we just talked about with Ovechkin. If you're okay with that, great. If not, Dan Muse has found a way to be okay with it. And he's elevated in that regard.
And has anybody fallen farther in the last 2 years than
Tiger
Mike
Woods.
Sullivan?
Oh, no. Whew.
No, but Tiger Woods has not fallen
Far enough.
as far as Mike Sullivan. But to me, Sullivan.
Ouch.
Yeah, Sullivan is cushioning Woods' fall.
Try and land on Lenny's corpse.
Yeah, this is it.
No,
to me, that's a guy who, with his multiple cups and all
and
that.
full value for all of it. But now you sign this huge contract. The Rangers stink. They'd probably rather just be If we're going to be shit and we're going to start trading pieces away, we might as well just have the next up-and-coming AHL coach or what. Instead, you're paying millions of dollars to...
Is it possible we get the next Dan Muse?
Yeah.
Can we get that guy?
Whoops.
Because that to me is the thing you look at, you're like, those are hit and miss, right? When you're like,
Sure.
What are you going to do? And it's if anybody, it's Granato in New York who should get canned, but Sullivan is sort of wearing some of that with the roster that he...
Drury.
Drury, not Granato. Yeah, Drury in GM.
He's good at writing letters, though. He'll let the fan base know.
I think the last letter was, what's his face from, who's now in Montreal?
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gorton. Old cement face.
Drury was on his... Wow.
Sorry about that, and that's Jeff.
The Sens are a loyal listener. The Sens are, as we sit here right now, who in the race was playing today? Anybody of importance on Sunday? Okay. So the Sens honestly kind of dodged a bullet on Saturday. They get a 2-0 lead against a team without Kucherov. They also are a team without Allmark. And several other meaningful pieces.
And don't forget, no Nick Paul.
And no Nick Paul.
Nick Paul does it all, man.
Does nothing at all.
On Saturday does not needed at all.
The Sens get up 2-0. They fall down and end up losing that one 4-2. But throughout the rest of the day, like Detroit loses. I think the Islanders won.
Islanders won. Bruins won. But Pittsburgh lost. Columbus lost.
Yeah. So it's not a good day, but it's not a disaster of a day. I don't know, man. Like we're coming down to it now. Tuesday they play
Florida
again. Yeah, that should be there for the taking, but you never know. Sometimes those feisty fuckers get up for.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%, and it's.
Well, stop waiting for me to tap dance here and find something good to tee you up with, and just where were you at after Saturday's game?
Florida go. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just you're a loquacious whore. You like to get out there and stretch your legs. So I was letting it breathe, Matt. I was giving you your room.
Mm-hmm.
That's silly.
Yeah, you're spot on. It is to be only 1 point out of a playoff spot after in a game when you're up 2-0 and you go, okay, can you just continue to move forward?
Mm-hmm.
To only be 1 point out at this point, the problem is you needed at least a point out of that game, right? Because
let me ask you this:
Yes.
Did you need a point before it started,
Yes.
or did you need a point at 2-0?
No, I needed a point before it started.
That was a tough ask because we didn't know Kucherov was going to end.
Yeah, I totally get all that.
Yeah.
But you are looking at like this team for how, the well-discussed, playing for 40 minutes with 4D in New York, rolling in with two like actual debuting raw rookies in Detroit the following night and getting 4 points out of those two games.
Mm-hmm.
You came into that game at home against Pittsburgh and you go, it's like they're staggering around like you're waiting for the good.
Trying to find my ass out here. Like I finally got a minute to breathe. Right?
This is it. And so, and Allmark steals him the point.
There, by the way.
Yeah. I got both hands and I can't find my own ass. But they're staggering around and they're just ripe for and when they came out, and obviously Vasilevsky, I think not super sharp at the beginning of that game.
Right.
But he fucking put the nipple clamps on it after that. Like it was
100%, man.
And
like it looked like, oh shit, the way that started, like Tampa's not ready for a 1 p.m. game. This might be just a, glide from here to a 4-1 kind of, and then they did wake up.
And Ottawa to me, and I was talking about this on Saturday night with some other people.
Some of the 30-year-old Coors Light drinkers.
Sluts for Coors Light.
Bud. Sluts for Bud meant something else when I was in college, by the way.
It wasn't them I was speaking to at this point, but this team feels a lot like the early 2000s Ottawa Senators who could defend really well, but couldn't always capitalize on their scoring opportunities. And at 2-0, you make that game 3-0, or you make it.
This is I need that one more.
This is it.
That kick in the back that says, just stay down.
They make it 2-1. You get that 3-1 goal, and it is, you've broken somebody's back. And instead, it was 2-1, and then within a minute and a half, it was bam, it was 2-2. And this team just doesn't finish well.
That's true.
And so to me,
There's plenty of talent. There's not a lot of finish right now. They
so
just can't score enough.
And so those early, that sort of, 01 through 03 teams here in Ottawa were great defensive teams. But it's like they couldn't figure out how to transition. Like, there's opportunities happening here. They're just not finished. Like Stützle walks a team every night.
Yep.
And doesn't finish. You're like,
or set something sweet up, and that doesn't get finished.
Right. And so there's just so much happening there. And so I think this season is going to work out to be what it is. But hopefully they can build on this. But at this moment, when you look at Florida being they're beat up, they're resting a pile of guys.
When they feel like it, they'll still get up and punch Edmonton in the face or whatever. It's just a question of how much they care about
Colorado.
Ottawa, right? Yeah.
They're out in Colorado.
Yep.
But Ottawa needs this game. And if they could have got a point out of Saturday afternoon's game, if you beat Florida, because then you come back and you have Buffalo, Carolina, Minnesota, and Tampa again.
The way all this is shaken loose, it's Carolina who's going to decide this for everybody. They're playing everyone. They're playing Columbus. They're playing the Islanders. They're playing the Sens. Like, everybody in that race, Carolina is weaving. And it's going to be, what nights do they decide to be on and what nights don't they? But they are entangled through this whole
or you just hope
soap opera
that they run the table, that they go 9-0.
Well, that would be best probably for everybody.
Yes.
Or the opposite. Like, just
0-10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't wake up here in my barn and then go shit the bed because you're home and cooled in Detroit or Pittsburgh, whatever it might be, right? Like,
well, and
beat us all or beat none of us. Like,
Carolina's been a bit of a little house of horrors for Ottawa. Not so much in Ottawa, and again, that's anecdotal.
Sure.
But yeah, it is with the strength of schedule Ottawa finishes with, which is tough. It's top 5 in terms of toughness of schedule.
And it wasn't until this week.
Well,
like, you've kind of that Pittsburgh game. You don't need a point out of Tampa if you get the 2 out of Pittsburgh. Like,
well, but they didn't deserve 2 in
no,
Pittsburgh.
they didn't. But we didn't know that going in. Like,
right. No Malkin, no Crosby.
Yeah.
And again,
you better win that shit, man.
Right.
Like,
but with no Shabbat and no Sanderson, it's
I get it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Right. And when you go from allowing 10 shots against the Rangers.
Yeah.
And then you go in, you go, oh, there's 30 plus against Detroit. And then there's 38 against Pittsburgh. And you're like, eesh.
Yeah.
Right. It's sort of the system is being tested.
For sure it is.
Big time now with 2 rookies. And I believe we'll see Sanderson back on Tuesday.
I think on Sunday morning here I read Donovan had been returned to
Okay.
To
so and if you can just bump
back.
everybody
not
back.
Broken arm Shabbat.
No, it certainly is not. But yeah, if you can go with Zub and Sanderson and you bump Clevin and Spence back to a 2 pair instead of a 1 pair.
That's fine.
And then you throw it back to whatever that looks like. Matt and Paolo and Yakimchuk. Sure, whatever. And you sort of mix that around. Who is going to be that Clevin or Sanderson seeing some time with Yakimchuk on that? So we'll see. But you have got some tough stuff on the schedule coming up for Ottawa, and so the strength of schedule not in their favor. So I would have loved to eke out a point both before and during that game.
Yeah. Well, like you said, when things line up the way they have, you are staring at it, and I'm seeing lots of people online, myself included. Man, no Kucherov, no Paul. Like, better get after this one, right? Like, that's a break nobody saw coming.
Right.
And yet, you go, yeah, but we're still coming in with no Shabbat, no Sanderson, and no Allmark. And so all of a sudden that's a little more even.
Well, and
you're still happy, right? Like that you're getting that break, but it's not quite what it looks like.
Well, it was Dean Brown on the pregame show on Saturday who said, if there's no Kucherov and there's no Nick Paul for flu or whatever's going through.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're.
Yeah. He goes, you'd have to assume that there's other guys who are
under
on
the weather,
who are muscling up.
Yeah.
Like, this is for so many reasons, not just the 2 guys out, but maybe the other guys who are struggling.
What does it indicate behind the scenes?
And you sort of, you gotta put it down on those guys.
Yeah.
And instead, man, some depth scoring. Like Hagel was good, but man, some of those other guys, I'm like, who is this Limgren guy? Like you're like, and your boy, like Holmberg or
Pontus, the big Pont.
The big Pont. Like I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And Corey Perry, man, that guy, the youthful douchebag.
Yeah.
He's going to get 40 points, man.
Yep.
He's going to get as many points as
another contract.
as
Probably in Tampa.
as old as he is.
Yeah. As old as he is.
41 points.
Younger than me.
But if you could get that from that guy,
Miracle. Yeah.
great shiner too, man. He took a walloping from McCarron the other night. Eh? Woof! Did you see his face?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no.
Woo!
He's in there, man.
Wearing the scars.
When you look at where we are here coming down the stretch, who is like Detroit fell out but got a big win on Friday, then lost when they had
Buffalo,
to have.
what are you doing?
To Philly.
Yep.
It was the Detroit lost
Beat
to
Buffalo,
on Saturday.
lost to Philly the following night.
Yeah, brutal fall. Like,
yeah.
you're in a position to really make something happen there and then shit the bed. I don't know, man. Like, Pittsburgh, no one thought everyone came into the season going, that's the only team in the league selling. And then they held a home playoff spot through 2/3 of the season. Now Columbus has got past them. Like, if Ottawa's getting in, where are you right now focused on, like, those fuckers need to fall? Like, I got to grab a hold of that and pull them down a peg.
Well, if you remember, like, it was leading up to the trade deadline. People were like, can you think you can get Brian Rust out of Pittsburgh or Ricard Raquel?
They were still holding the home playoff spot.
Yeah, but everyone's still
Yeah.
talking about him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what about those guys?
Have you checked the schedule since October 1st?
Yeah.
To me, it's always been, as long as you and I have been talking about Ottawa, Detroit's the wounded antelope.
Yes. I thought it was Boston.
Yeah.
You said it was Detroit.
Yeah.
And since then,
Detroit
Boston
has
just
done what they do in March.
just keeps winning.
Yes.
And Detroit has actually fallen from, top 3 in the
Yes.
Atlantic to into the wild card.
Led the division for large parts of the season, and now they're in it, man.
What was very clear was the top teams in the Metro seemed like they had separated from
Yes.
the teams on the outside.
Yeah.
But
And everyone was just going to fight for that second wild card.
But the Metro has made things cloudy because
Yes.
it was going to be, all right, well, we need to catch Detroit or Boston because it was going to be 5 from the Atlantic.
Right.
But then shit's got tight in the Metro and it's sort of become more complex. The Islanders went from out of the playoffs to second in the Metro.
Yes. To back out.
No, they're at second today.
Okay.
But
they have
were
been
out.
in and out, yes.
Yes, they were in, they were out, and
Yeah.
now they're not even in the wild card. They're back into second in them. So
it's Pittsburgh down in the wild card now.
yes,
Okay.
it's Carolina Islanders.
CBJ maybe. No, they lost.
No,
so-
anyways,
none of this.
I can't picture it, but it's gotten cloudy over there where
Yeah.
it was very clear that it was an Atlantic issue.
Yes.
And now these shitbirds have sort of
The ones that you're chasing.
and again, I was looking at, if I was to ask you, Matt, how many of the top 16, if you just put the NHL in order, 16 teams, the top 16 ideally playoff teams.
Yeah.
How many of those are Western Conference teams?
Yeah, no, I have seen other people do this exercise. Like, the Pacific is just so bad that it's pulling everything down. I think it was, last I looked, you got your 4 top Central Division teams, maybe one. So I'm going to say 5 of the top 16.
4.
4, yeah.
4 of the top 16 are Western and you're right, it's Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, and then
Anaheim.
Who
I think they're my guys this year. I'm not going to be able to stay up late enough to watch them. But.
Okay, so Ottawa, 1 point out of a wild card spot, would be first in the Pacific.
Right.
Eesh.
Well, this has been a thing.
How you doing over
while
there?
Leaf fans were clinging to any sort of hope, was like, well, we're a disaster. We would be second in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Not anymore, but for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're tearing down. You're getting a home ice playoff spot.
And it's just crazy. It's just anecdotally, it's interesting to it changes. It's cyclical. Like, I know the Atlantic last year was so tough. You had all these good teams, and
Yep.
It is just it's how it works. But
Well, and the Pacific for a long time was that when they had Edmonton and Vegas and LA and at different times. Like it kind of moves its way around, right?
does.
It alternates through, and right now it's.
But to answer your question, which
I don't even remember what it was now.
who if Ottawa's going to make it,
Yeah,
who's
getting picked off?
Who does get picked off? And man, I'm still looking at the Bruins.
Okay.
Stubborn.
And I get it. It's changing every day now.
Stubborn.
Like it's
And-
tight enough.
Well, and if you look at their home record versus their road record, it's stark, the difference between the two, right? They are not good on the road, and they're lights out at home.
Yeah.
I don't get it, and now that may come down to depth at center and matchups, home and away. But
Get in there, Minton.
yeah, do it, Fraser. It's
These toss salads and scrambled eggs.
all over my face. So it's I'm looking at Boston, but it's like I said, it used to be very clear, and now it's just become harder to see. But Ottawa, man, at 86 points, they got 9 games left. Man, you go 6-3, you're only at 98 points. That's still going to be tough.
I'm seeing this. Like people are saying, we've only got 4 points to give at most.
Yeah.
And that's a tough space to be with.
With the lineups that they have coming in.
Yep.
And
And like
Buffalo,
you said, no Shabbat,
right. No, he's out for the-
tired goalie.
Yeah. So to me, you are looking at it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but could use a little bit more finish.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap this one up. Stick around later in the week. Steve Lloyd will be here. I imagine he will have some Sens takes of his own. Always big into the baseball, so we'll get to that with Lloydie here in the next couple days. So stick around for that. Subscribe wherever you're hearing us, and give a follow on social media at Tall Can Audio. Anything else, Matt? How'd the final thoughts on the heater series, the
beer?
lighter series?
Yeah, I like it. I like it quite a bit. In terms of
Help me out. What did we fucking call it?
Yeah, it was called the heated series, or it was the hot stuff,
Nope.
hot ones,
None of that. Keep swinging at it.
spicy digits.
Okay, let's just pull the plug on. The Firestarter series from
I wasn't even
from
close.
Stafford. Neither was I, and you were getting further away. Yeah, to me, this one, I was going to say finishable. That makes it sound worse than I mean it to.
Way to go!
Yeah. No, the other one that lit me up, you're just like, yeah, it's not even worth. But this is a more pleasant. Like it's there on the back end of the sip, right? The back part of your palate leads with the pineapple IPA flavor,
Yep.
though. And
But if you like beers with a bit of, and it is very much a thing people want to do.
yeah,
This is, you'll like this. You'll enjoy it. It's not going to blow you up, but you will know that you're drinking something with a little habanero in it.
100%. Like I said, if you can get there before the end of March, support the Canadian Cancer Society. We will link to that in the show notes at tallcanaudio.com. But even if you're not going to get there till after that, get yourself the Blueberry Pancake. Delightful spring beer. That's enough. For Rob, my name's Matt. We'll see you.
See ya!